Hello, welcome to my channel. We have been doing this past question papers. So right now I have this mathematics for paper 6 probability and statistics. This is May, June 2024. So we will be doing question number 7, I believe. 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6, question number 6 right now. Okay, so it is fairly simple question. The diagram shows the graph of the probability density function f of a random variable x, right? Okay, the graph is a quarter circle center in the first quadrant with the center this and radius a, where a is a positive constant. Elsewhere, fx is 0. Show that fa is this value. Okay, we know that this probability density function, it is such that if we integrate it from minus infinity to infinity, it has to be equal to unity, right? So in other words, the total area of this graph, it should be equal to 1. Okay, so knowing this thing, how much is the area? Area is pi r square. R is a here, so pi a square, and since it's 1/4 of a circle, so divide by 4, and this has to be equal to 1. Okay, so from here we conclude that a square is equal to 4 over pi, and a is equal to 2 over under the root pi. Okay, this is what we need to prove here. Okay, so this was fairly simple. Now second part is that show that fx is equal to this thing, this expression. Okay, this is also very simple. You see, this is a circle, right? At any point, we have the coordinates are x and f of x, right? Okay, and this distance is a because it's a circle, radius is a, right? Okay, so can I say that x square plus f of x square is equal to a square, right? And from here, f of x square is basically a square minus x square. So f of x is equal to under the root a square minus x square, right? And we have already seen in part A that a is equal to 2 over under the root pi. So a square is going to be 4 over pi minus x square. Okay, so this is the value of this function. Precisely speaking, I would say that f of x is equal to under the root 4 over pi minus x square if x is between 0 and a is basically 2 over under the root pi, and it is 0 otherwise. So this is the complete definition of this function, probability density function. Okay, easy. Now, this third part, this is a little bit more involved. We need to find the expected value of this x. You know that the expected value of a random variable x, we find it by x multiplying by the probability density function of x, dx, and integrating it over the whole space, right? So in our case, this function, the expected value of x, it is going to be x into f of x, which is 4 over pi minus x square and into dx, and we need to integrate it from 0 to a, and a is again, it was 2 over under the root pi. Okay, so we need to evaluate this expression. Okay, we will do it by substitution. So what I will do, I will assume that x is equal to 2 over under the root pi into, we can take it sine or cosine, let me take it cosine into cos theta. Okay, so 4 over pi minus x square, it would be 4 over pi minus x squared would be 4 over pi into cos squared theta. Am I right? So from here, if I take 4 over pi common, it will be 1 minus cos squared theta, which is sine squared theta. So it's going to be 4 over pi into sine squared theta. Am I right? And under the root of 4 over pi minus x square, that would be equal to 2 over under the root pi into sine theta. Am I right? Okay, now the next step. If x is this, what is dx? It is equal to 2 over under the root pi. This is constant. Cos theta derivative is minus sine theta into d theta. Okay. So, and another thing, if x is 0, remember, x goes from 0 to 2 over under root pi. So if x is 0 from this expression, uh, 0 equals 2 over under the root pi into cos theta. So cos theta is 0. It means that theta is equal to pi by 2. Am I right? Yeah, it's equal to pi by 2. Okay, if yes, so theta is pi by 2. So pi by 2 cosine is 0. Yeah, okay. And if x is equal to 2 over under root pi, it means, again, I'm talking about this expression, it is 2 over under the root pi is equal to 2 over under the root pi into cos theta, which means cos theta is equal to 1, which means that theta is equal to 0, right? 0 degrees cosine is 1. Okay, so now you have all the things to substitute. This expression, the expected value of x, which was integral x under the root 4 over pi minus x square dx 0 to 2 over under the root pi, right? This was the integral we established. Okay, so this will become, when x is 0, it is pi by 2. And when x is this value, the theta is 0. Okay, and x was equal to 2 over under the root pi into, what did we have for x? Cos theta. Okay, this is for x. Then for this whole under the root, I have 2 over under the root into sine theta. Remember, this one I'm talking about. And finally, for dx, I have negative 2 over under the root pi, okay, into sine theta d theta. Okay, I hope this all substitution is clear. Okay, so we are over here from pi by 2 to 0. And I have, okay, let me put this constant outside. I have 2, 2, negative 2, so negative 8 over, and pi under root power 3. So it's pi power 3 by 2, right? Okay, and inside I have sine square theta into cos theta into d theta. Am I right? Sine square theta, cos theta, d theta. Okay, so this will be equal to minus 8 over pi raised to the power 3 by 2. And when I have a function power n, it's complete derivative. So it will become, the integral will become sine cube theta over 3 and limits from pi by 2 to 0. Okay, I hope that everything is clear. So this would be minus 8 over 3 pi to the power 3 by 2. Okay, and now when I put the upper limit, it is going to be sine cube 0 minus sine cube pi by 2. Okay, so this would be again minus 8 over 3 pi raised to the power 3 by 2. And inside, sine of 0 is 1, 0. And sine of pi by 2 is 1. So 1 power 3 is 1. So the final answer is 8 over 3. And I can write it pi raised to the power 3 and under the root. Okay, this is the way they have written it over here. Yes, pi cube over 3 over the root. Okay, so this is the expected value of this function. Okay, so this was simple calculus thing basically. I hope you understand everything here. If you ever have any question, you can always ask me in the comment section. If you like my videos, if they're beneficial for you, then please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.